See if we can hear it. I usually check online, Tommy. I'm checking out. I'm going to the page and so I can share it. Then I go from there. Let's see. Sometimes take a minute to pop up. All right, there we go. Mic. Okay, I can hear it. It sound good. It's in my ear. Yep.
Hey y'all. I gotta stop looking over.
All right, we should be good. If you can hear us, just put in a comment that you can hear us and stuff, and we'll go from there. Hopefully, everybody had a good week. All right.
Hey y'all. Hey everyone. Hey y'all.
If y'all watching from Facebook or YouTube, let me know where you watching from, please.
Y'all watching from Facebook. Hey everybody. Hey y'all.
Keep it like that for now.
It's been like I don't know. It ain't been a bad day, but it ain't been like a good
You said
day
today?
either.
What you mean?
How your day been? You work today?
Every day.
Work
Seem
today?
like, yeah. Now I don't be tripping about the day, man. It be what it
Yeah.
is. But how was your day? Like, what was so bad about it, or long
really
about
wasn't
it?
bad. It just the day. I don't know. Just the day. I got my car back.
Oh, man, clap it up for you. I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? How did that feel getting your car back? You know, people said it wasn't stolen, so
It was staged. Is what they said.
So I guess play was over. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. They said that it was staged. That it was staged, and that I don't know. Like they said, I staged it for votes, but I got the same amount of votes on Facebook that I got in real life. So yeah. Hey y'all.
But that's
Hey,
politics for you
everybody.
know. Sometimes the gloves come on, people get dirty, and then a lot of times behind
It'll be a
pages.
difference if you most people get dirty and they show their face.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to a bit. If you're
You know what I'm
anonymous
saying, like,
stuff, so
They show their face when they get dirty. They don't typically hide their hands, but behind this particular situation, I guess hiding your hands or hiding your face is better than speaking up. But yeah, I got my car back, so that was good. I got it back, but I had to pay to get it back. So I'm not sure exactly. I thought when people stage things that it's a benefit to them, right?
What you mean? What you mean you got to pay to get it back? What
Yeah,
that
you
mean?
got to pay to get your car back.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know what that means. I know I got
so my
stolen.
car was stolen, and then it was impound, and then it was found. It was stolen on the 3rd. They found it on the 5th. The impound company didn't call me to the 11th. So once they called me, I got the car. Well, I paid for the car on the 12th, and then I had to get a key fob made.
Well, what's the? I guess I'm curious. What's the process on the impound process? Like, so they just bring random cars there and just set them. They don't look at the VIN number, none of that stuff.
No. So their process is that the police is supposed to call the person of the car within 24 hours. But of course, it's the new car, so it's not registered in no system. Right? They just had my name and stuff. So they said that they sent out like a letter to the registered owner, which is the person that we bought the car from. So
Okay.
We're not gonna get the information because it's not registered to us yet. It's still going through its process. But anyways, the police is supposed to let you know within 24 hours that your car was recovered and you have the opportunity to come get it. They won't charge you any fees or anything to that nature. You just come get it. But because they didn't call me until 7 days, 7 days later, I had to pay the 7 days that it was impound.
So yeah, I'm lost on what you're saying, but I want to make sure. So say your car was stolen. How many days until it was taken to the pound? Like how many
It was
days?
taken to the pound the same day.
Well,
So
damn.
when it was
I guess
found,
I'm trying to figure out like what the person that stole your car. What was the end goal? What they did? Like what did they just run out the car and leave? Or leave it? Like how they found it?
no, they found it at a store off of Jonesboro Road in Atlanta.
Ain't
I
no
think
camera footage,
that,
none of this stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
they
just,
just
you know, I'm trying to
left
figure out
it
like,
though.
okay,
Like,
from stealing it, then what? Like, how long
I
he had the
don't think
car?
they intentionally they didn't intentionally leave the car there. Like maybe they parked the car there
Okay, in Atlanta, they
and
just parked in the wrong spot.
just it was at a store. So maybe
Yeah,
they
I'm saying
parked there
wrong
and
spot.
then they go home and then they come back to the car
Oh,
because
okay.
you're not going to
Okay.
park the car
Okay,
at your house. So,
I guess.
but I guess when the police seen it, they kind of blocked it in. Then they had it, towed for the most part. But yeah, if you get your car stolen, whether you got full coverage insurance or not, you're going to pay. If you got full coverage insurance, you're going to pay whatever your deductible is. And I still had my key fob, but it no longer works to the car. So because my key fob didn't work to the car, I had to pay for another key fob, which was $375. So I paid $520 to get it out. I paid $375 for another key fob. I paid another $50 for an online notary. All this had to be paid for in cash. I had to go up there to get the car. My car bumper is hanging off. There's a side scratch on the side of it.
Were you
rearview
able to
mirror
retrieve any information that you was losing, like stuff you had lost? So it
No,
just
the
it was
only thing
completely
that
empty.
was in the car, no, it wasn't empty. It was filthy. It's still filthy right now. It's filthy. Like,
How did it feel driving it? Like
bad.
like
Bad.
yeah,
If we
knowing that it got
didn't-
stolen, you know.
Right. If we didn't just get that car, I've been cool with that car being never returned to us, like for real. But on the more adult side of things, just buying a car, even if somebody stole it, I'm still going to be penalized for somebody stealing the car.
Yeah.
It's new. So we would be upside down in the car. So I would be paying a car note. Well, not necessarily because I got gap insurance, but technically when stuff like this happens, you end up still paying for the car even when you don't have possession of the car. So to say that a car is staged for quote unquote votes, who wants to pay money for some votes? Like, be for real. But I guess that's the rumor.
But my thing with that is like from how I don't look at all that the social media, so I don't know what that end goal was. But for me, I'm thinking about like, damn, you had like a $1,500 to $2,000+ inconvenience for somebody that was just did something for like 9 hours and they called it a day. And then when it was taken, that person don't care.
They don't care.
I'm going to park at the next wherever the car got stolen from, and they do the same thing again. But you inconvenience out of $1,000, emotional damage and mental issues and stuff like that you have to deal with at a time, and then you are running for something. So it couldn't come at the worst time. It was a week right before, So, but I mean, I'm not, and of course I know the real story, so I'm not like I can't say I believe him. But from the outside looking in, when people are like have nothing else to do, I could see somebody making that story up though, because I could see people making that story up because they don't know you or you didn't say this information before, or that means. Also, from the post I saw that people went and tried to look it up to see if it was the case.
They really did. They went and looked up the police report number or quote unquote my name. So, quote unquote, the anonymous person has more power than the actual person. Make it make sense. So you have more power and authority than I do for my own shit. Be fucking for real with yourself. But yeah, they went and found that supposedly there was no police report, but you don't have a police report number or a location to go even look for the report in the first place. Like, you just don't. But I know people make up anything, and that's part of being part of the politics world. If you step in any realm of life and you think that everybody likes you, you are delusional.
Well, I want to add also that, and no pun intended, I know we tied the live in the city's business. Well, when you run for something, you become part of the city. And so, like, people were just in your business. So
I started to do an open records request on my damn self. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot, though.
So, but yeah, it's cool. I have my car back, so I'm cool right now. It is damaged. Um, I don't know. I'm numb to it. I don't want the car, but we're gonna ride it out. You know, we're gonna ride it out. You know, it is what it is.
Well,
But that don't stop shit. Back to the election stuff. Back to the election business, cause that don't stop nothing. That was just temporarily, but we back at it. We back out in the streets. We back grinding. We back getting in people business, telling people why they need to get out and vote, why you need to get involved, why you need to be in the city business. It's back up. That was just a temporary pause. So we back up. We back informing everybody. We back telling everybody why they need to be in the big city business, because we going to look up and we going to be part of Project 25 our damn self. And y'all can take that as lightly as you would like. But if we don't pay attention, our little small little city is going to be experiencing what the world is experiencing because we don't pay attention. But yeah, so that was my little highlight. What you did this week?
I didn't do nothing but work. Film,
work the whole
did
week.
podcasts, work, yeah. I worked, I did some podcasts, you know, the normal stuff I do,
Hey y'all.
you know.
So, good evening. Hey,
Wasn't
Mr. Red,
as
how you
eventful
doing?
for
Hey,
me.
Big.
I didn't spend as much money as you, so.
Huh?
I didn't spend as much money as you.
Money as
Yeah.
you, but you spent money. At the
A
end
little
of the day.
something, yeah.
You spent money. So yeah. How many people got on? We got 10. Hey everybody, y'all drop your name in the chat. Where you
What
from?
we starting with? What we starting with? I know we
I
passed the car
wanted
stuff
to
now.
start with, but ain't enough people on there. I guess.
Well, yeah, they probably left. We talking about the car stuff. That's they, you know, everybody ain't gonna, you know, they want the drama. That's what you
They
said in
want
the
the
city, yeah, in the city business. So you gotta
Well,
start
we
out
could
with
play
that stuff.
play the first one. Play the first one. So basically, what we're gonna play is
through the
I feel
voters
like
in
we
the
don't
form
do
of a
enough
special referendum. And this is one thing that
research
I've
when it
said.
comes down to
Any
the
changes to the
candidates. So we
charter
don't know enough
granting
about
more
them to
power or
vote
authority
on vote
needs to be taken
to
to the
choose
voters.
why we
That
need to
decision
vote
should
for
not be
them.
made by
So we
the
found some
commission,
videos from our
nor
previous
should it be made by the
that
state,
our mayor
our
did back
local
in like
legislative
2023
delegation,
when he was
nor the
running,
Georgia
or
General
2022,
Assembly.
2023
It
when he
needs
was
to be
running
put
against
before the voters
Stephen
in the form
Kendrick,
of a special
and they basically
referendum
did
for the voters of
2
Richmond County to
interviews
decide if
about
there's any
different
additional
stuff in the
powers
city,
granted to the mayor.
and they gave
And I'd be
answers
willing to take that a
in
step
regards
forward,
to
and
this.
I've pledged
What you
this.
say?
In the event that
Okay.
the
Okay.
voters decide that it's
Um,
time to address the
but
charter
You can't hear
and
it,
grant
though.
more power to the
well,
mayor, I
sounds
would
like
expect no
lunch
less
on
than to have to go back and run for that seat
Who
again.
said that?
I don't want the
TJ said it
powers to
sound
be
like lunch
granted to
on
me.
you.
I wanted the voters to decide the
Lunch
charter
on me
needs
is
to be
crazy.
changed, grant the mayor more power, then
Nah, I rock with
I
you.
want to
Shout
go
out to
back
you.
before the voters and argue my case on why I
I
feel
was
as though
just
I'm the
talking
best
about you
person
today
to
regarding
assume
local
that seat. So I would
elections.
never
Yes,
ask
we need to
I
get
don't think they
for
can hear if you
or
talking
take a
on the
power-grabbing
live
move
over
and
here.
then assume those powers. That's
I
not who
don't
I
know
am.
if they can if you talking.
And that's bolden because not a lot of people will
They
say
don't
that.
got to see this.
You
Okay.
know, say, hey, I'm a mayor
Take
now,
it off.
give me the power. And that's not the case. The vote
How many people on
should be
this?
determined by the people.
You can let
The
that one
power
take
should
out.
remain in the people. And then if that charter is changed and that mayor is given more
Okay.
authority,
So that's
I
taken.
would
So
expect no
okay.
less than it to
But she's
have
doing two different
what I call
lives.
some teeth to it. It needs to have some recall abilities and some recall authority in the event that they don't elect the right mayor, that mayor is held accountable to some standard. Well, I'll go on the record and say any improvement.
Okay. I guess I didn't comment and see if they can hear it. If they heard it or not. I don't know.
You can hear it. Did you hear?
But no, she said she couldn't hear you while I was playing, which is fine because we're going to hit the
Right,
video
but did you
anyway.
hear the video? You heard the video? Okay.
We're gonna run it back one more time just so you can kind of get your what you want to say about the video afterwards. So we're running back one more time.
Mayor more power or more authority needs to come through the voters in the form of a special referendum. And this is one thing that I've said. Any changes to the charter granting more power or authority needs to be taken to the voters. That decision should not be made by the commission, nor should it be made by the state, our local legislative delegation, nor the Georgia General Assembly. It needs to be put before the voters in the form of a special referendum for the voters of Richmond County to decide if there's any additional powers granted to the mayor. And I'd be willing to take that a step forward, and I've pledged this. In the event that the voters decide that it's time to address the charter and grant more power to the mayor, I would expect no less than to have to go back and run for that seat again. I don't want the powers to be granted to me. I want the voters to decide the charter needs to be changed, grant the mayor more power, and then I want to go back before the voters and argue my case on why I feel as though I'm the best person to assume that seat. So I would never ask for or take a power-grabbing move and then assume those powers. That's not who I am. And that's bolden because not a lot of people will say that. You know, say, hey, I'm a mayor now, give me the power. And that's not the case. The vote should be determined by the people, and the power should remain in the people. And then if that charter is changed, and that mayor is given more authority, I would expect no less than it to have what I call some teeth to it. It needs to have some recall abilities and some recall authority in the event that they don't elect the right mayor, that mayor is held accountable to some standard.
All right, y'all. So basically, that was the interview from the Augusta Chronicle. That was back in 2023. He sat down and the Augusta Chronicle asked him about the charter. And he said basically he wouldn't change the charter unless the people wanted the charter changed. I don't remember a vote coming to the people to ask for our charter to be changed. And if you don't know what our charter is, it's pretty much the city's constitution. And basically what happened, if you don't know what happened, the mayor and the commissioners all chose 11 citizens to form what we call the charter committee. The charter committee is a committee of citizens that basically are instructed to go through our charter and amend things that doesn't work anymore or that we need to make better in our charter. It's more to it, but overall, they're tasked with amending the charter, right? This is our constitution. So how we give power to the mayor, the commissioners, whether or not you're voting as an at-large district, which is pretty much you're voting. Right now, we don't vote as an at-large district. We vote for specific people in districts. That's how we vote. The only people we vote for at-large is like the mayor, the sheriff, the DA, judges, things of that nature. But as far as district-wise, we vote in our district. But the mayor wants it to be changed to an at-large voting because, quote-unquote, the word on the street, this is just allegedly, that more of this color participates and vote than this color. So if we do at large, then it knocks this community out. Right now, the city is majority black. So you get majority black leadership, all of that. But the mayor wants a certain level of power. Back in like 1996, the mayor had like full power. It was strong, quote unquote, a strong mayor, if that's what they want to call it. The strong mayor led us to bankruptcy. Hence why we have the charter now, why we have a consolidated government, why we have 11 commissioners, all of that good stuff. Sorry, y'all. But so the charter basically is the Bible. That's what the charter is. It's the Bible. So basically, the mayor formed this committee to get him more power. In the video I previously showed, he states, I don't want any power. The power should come from the community, from the voters. The voters should be the ones that choose whether or not they want their charter changed. Nobody, no citizen has voted on the charter to be changed. There's nothing wrong with our government. We could definitely get some tweaks, but it's not nothing that we need to rush to fix right now. Like the charter process has been done. It is a very unethical process. We've been following it since last year in March. It is a horrible process. However, if you don't have all the details, I'm going to post it on the Augusta News Network page so you can kind of go through it yourself, because it's always better for you to read and understand things yourself than somebody to tell it to you so that you can make your own judgment pertaining to the information. Like I said before, my disdain with the mayor is saying one thing and doing something totally different. He led with, I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z, but then turned around and did the very thing that he said, I would never do this. I wouldn't do this to the people. If the people don't want it, I'm not going to do it. Now he hijacking the charter, sending it to our delegations. The charter members are saying, look, this is not right. We did not vote for you to have this much power. We didn't vote for any, not just him, but any mayor to have this level of power. But instead of him listening to the people that he, quote unquote, not appointed, all of the commissioners appointed, saying, hey, this isn't right. We need to finish some stuff before we actually move forward with giving this to our delegation. He said, no, I don't care. We need to have this done by the 14th. And because we need to have this done by the 14th before pretty much our delegation ends, then he'll go ahead and set it up. So he went on ahead and sent, quote unquote, the charter document up to our delegation so that they can review the document, so that they can put it on the ballot in November. The people, we still have to vote on whether or not this is going to be passed. What I want us to pay attention to is what happened during this process. What happened during the process? Why is it so rushed? Why is he disregarding the people in which they appointed to do this? It was like 7 different people then left the charter. So it's not even the original people that they started with in the first place. So it's so many people have been through the charter trying to, quote unquote, make changes, but it's an unstable process. How can we really literally say, hey, we want these people to change our charter when they can't even communicate well with each other? They stay arguing. They are very disrespectful to each other. They are very racist to each other. It's a complete divide, literally. The people that sits on the committee
charter
is
or the commissioners?
The charter. They're a complete divide.
So they're the same as commissioners?
Yeah, they're the same as commissioners because the commissioners chose them. The commissioners chose them, but it's a complete divide. Like the charter committee members are a complete divide. The person that's running for mayor right now, Eric Gaines, he just stepped down today from the charter. They have another meeting on March the 19th. It's just so much dysfunction with this particular document that it doesn't need the city, us, the voters, to approve it with the process that it went through. It's a very, very unorganized process, a very unethical process. Even the mayor is breaking his own rules that he set for the process. So overall, like I said, I just want us to pay attention to what's going on in the city. There's a lot of changes that's happening. If we don't pay attention to what's going on, we're going to be in the same position in which the entire world. Yes, local government matters way more than our federal and state government because this is what affects us here. I'm not trying to, again, bash the mayor. I voted for the mayor. I voted for him. So I followed him in the things that he said. He hasn't been good with his word. I'm not the first person that said. I met an older gentleman last year who said the same thing, that he looked us dead in our face and he told us a complete lie. I thought, no, that can't be true. He ain't look us dead in our face and tell us no lie. But you don't need to be a politician to the people. You need to be a people person to the people. You don't got to lie to us, but of course, that's what we have right now as the mayor. And I'm not going to say, oh, y'all don't vote for the mayor. I'm just saying we need to start paying attention to the candidates and stop looking for these polished politicians and start getting real authentic people. They may not speak the best. They may not show up in 3-piece suits and all that other stuff, but they genuine, they authentic, and they want to move the city forward. And when I say move the city forward, they have an actual vision. They may not look like a career politician. It doesn't seem like you're bashing him. You're bringing awareness to the community that has to vote for a leader. Absolutely. Absolutely. But when you start talking about people and, criticizing them, they be like, oh, well, you're trying to talk negative about him. I'm not at all. I voted for him. But I wouldn't vote for him again. But before we're voting for people, we need to do this too. All these candidates that's on the ballot, even down to me, I always said, even down to me with voting, choose the candidate you like the most. Simple. It's never going to be no ill will. However, we need to stop rinsing and repeating the same thing and thinking we're going to get different results. Even down to my election, rinse and repeat. The person has sit in the seat for 6 years prior to 6 years, and only 500 and something people knew who the person was. You get it's almost 40,000 voters in my district that I'm running for, but it's 60,000 citizens. You mean to tell me out of 60,000 people, only 500 and something people know somebody that sat in a seat for 6 years representing that district? No. That's rinse and repeat. We know the name. We're familiar with the name. We got to stop picking people that we're familiar with names. Just because somebody come back out doesn't necessarily mean that they're best for the city. And that's on any level. You just have to do your research. And there are some people we call, what do you want to call them? They're like, what would you call them? Like people watchers or accountability watchers. It's some people in the community that sit and watch what goes on in our government. They don't earn not a dime for doing this. You should definitely take their word for the things that they saying. I don't get paid to sit and watch the commissioner meeting. The commissioners get paid to sit there by us. So the stuff that I'm doing, I'm not benefiting from this. I don't get no rewards. I just want us to get back involved. And I specifically want our generation, my generation, to get involved. If you truly want to see different, you need to do something different. And I know somebody gonna come on and be like, oh, she is yelling at the voter or yelling at her people. No, I'm not. I'm extremely passionate about everything that I do. So take it for what it is. But
I got a question though. Just to break into what you were saying. Under what you said, you was like, we need to vote for people who like are people. They got a heart, this, that, and third. I see a guy comment and say, yeah, we need to talk with people. We need folks with a heart and servitude, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking about the mayor election now.
Right.
And so you said no polish. We don't need to polish people who just saying the right answers, that, and third, right? So under that guidance though, like, so you got Kendrick.
People person.
You got Garnett.
And
then you got Eric Gaines, and you got
Lori Miles. That's the mayor.
3 of those people have ran a few times for a few things.
Right.
They will be considered they be polished. And I'm just asking you now. I'm not asking you voting for because I don't want to put that out there yet. But like, so under that guidance, do you think would Eric Gaines be the best candidate for what you're saying right now?
No.
Or you think it's just.
I mean, you do need to have a sense. We're talking about the mayor position as well, so you do need to have. There's other credentials other than that because we're talking about the top position of the city.
So I want to talk about that a little bit. Anybody that's watching, comment, like, tell me what some critique, I guess attributes you want your mayor to have, or the
right.
them
Yeah,
to have, or not have. Like you said, you want to polish. You don't want them too polished.
Right.
You don't trust that. You don't trust
that's
polish.
Too polished. I don't want a politician because you know how to manipulate other people instead of just jumping in it and doing what's for the people.
Yeah.
When you're too polished, that means that you have your hands is in too many things that your hands don't need to be in. As a politician,
I do want. For me now, one of the things I would like is I do want a mayor that is smart though.
I do want a mayor that's smart as well,
but experience as well. So sometimes I come being polish because you gotta have experience. Because I don't want nobody up there. I don't want anybody in that position.
It's a different type of polish too, and we know what polish. The reverend type of polish. The I'm preaching to you, but I don't really stand on my word type polish. It sound good. But you don't. It only sounds good.
That's not polished to me. That's manipulative. I mean, that's
it is, but it sounds.
I tell you what,
sounds very polished.
I don't want a mayor to be a manipulator. I'll tell you that.
I don't want my mayor to be a manipulator.
Yeah. So then maybe that might X out a lot of the.
I didn't even know Miss Miles was running. Yes, y'all. So there's 4 different people that's running for mayor this year. The mayor election is the election period is May 19, 2026. But who's on the mayor's ballot is Mayor Garnett Johnson, which is our current mayor. We have Stephen Kendrick, which is the deputy tax commissioner. He's ran before, so this will make his 3rd time. We have Eric Gaines, which is new to the Augusta area. He's lived here, grew up here, but he came back. He built a home here, so he's going out and he's trying to be mayor. And then we have Lori Miles. I don't know much about her other than she's ran before. But those are the 4 people that's on the ballot right now for our mayor. What I'm saying is we talk a lot about, there's not enough news about the elections. We are the news. Nobody's going to cover it. You have to cover your politicians or the elections your own self or do your due diligence because it's set up this way. It's set up for them not to promote the local elections because the less people that's involved in the local elections, the more the people get fucked over. And I'm not trying to really cuss and stuff like that, but that's essentially what it is. You guys, they get paid when the taxes get increased. All the commissioners and the mayor get paid by us. The taxpayers pay them. Yes, everybody taxes went up, but they taxes went up, but we pay them to cover their taxes, so it's really not affecting them. Anything that goes up on us, they get it. Not necessarily that they are exempt from, not paying taxes and things to that nature. But if we, the community, are paying them, they're not getting really burdened by the taxes being increased or anything to that nature that's hindering the citizens. We're in a whole different light here in 2026. And you would think that people, the leaders in the community, were doing more to help and build the community up. But that's not the case. It's a complete divide. And I don't want a mayor that's a divide. I want a mayor who's comfortable with coming to sit in any table at any citizen that invite him and he has the time, he comes and he or she comes and he or she comes and be part of all the citizens, not a select group, not a select town. The part of the town that the mayor and stuff stays on. If y'all notice, West Augusta looks great. South Augusta looks horrible. But anytime they need the votes, guess where they come? To South Augusta to feed y'all some little bullshit or feed us some little bullshit or give us little crumbs like the last splice. So
or fish.
The last splice that we got, and I'm about to go off topic real quick, but the last splice that we got was splice 8 with the water park in it. They specifically breadcrumbed us. They gave us $5 million and said, hey, that's going to be seed money for a water park. Now, be realistic. If a water park costs anywhere between $300 million or more, who do you guys think going to come and take our little $5 million little funky dollar and say, you know what, I'm going to take on this huge risk? It's not realistic. But it was enough to make the black people shut up. So we shut up, we accepted it. And same thing with the splice that's coming up this time. The splice that's coming up this time is it's not to satisfy South Augusta, but South Augusta got satisfied by the sewer system. But be realistic. Even if we get the sewer system money, the $25 million, we don't get this money till 5 years from now. So we're in 2026, that's 2031. Then they have to actually do it, which may take another 5 years. So that may be 10 years before you see any type of real development in South Augusta. That's another breadcrumb. It appeases you for right now, but you're going to be waiting 30 years before it happens. Kind of like how I'm in my 30s right now, and I've been waiting 30 years for some type of change to happen in our city that shows that we're moving forward. And I get it, it's coming. We're definitely getting some changes. That wasn't necessarily for the current mayor, but for everybody else that was doing the work prior to him getting into office. So a lot of those projects are starting now, but he's taking credit for it because he's in office. So of course, that's what happens. When you're in office and stuff starts happening and getting developed, you take credit for it, even though it was previous administrations that kind of started it. Tiffany said, can we move to the right? Can we move to the right?
You just going. Well, don't forget you got two cameras you're dealing with now. I know you got your phone over there, but
I do.
Okay.
All right.
Tell Tiffany relax. Just tell her listen. Tell her to put the earphones in. Right?
I was so sad before I left on Sunday riding through South Augusta. It's horrible. And then Sean Everett said, and that's not for residential development. That is specifically for corporate park. So that's not even. You learn more and more daily.
So comment on there, Amber Wilson, she said they need to be able to manage their own money, don't owe favors, doing any closed door deals, and someone who truly cares about people. So I'm going to be honest with you, Amber. We might not have no candidates if that was the case. So we gotta chill. And I just being real.
I think with that,
closed doors deals is politics. I don't care. Everybody do it.
I do think a lot of people do closed door deals, and I'm not objecting to that because we don't know what happens behind the scenes. We're not there yet.
Sometimes some people have benefited off of closed doors deals. And so, like, I don't want to talk about it like it's a bad thing because it's some closed doors deals
that needed to happen.
Your aunt or your cousin might have benefited from, and you just didn't know about it. You know, so.
This was Miss Monique. Tiffany said, "Accountability is lost characteristic in our city government. It is a very lost characteristic in our city government. It is.
What's the lost characteristic?
Accountability.
Yeah."
Accountability, respect, loyalty
to the
citizens.
I seen
loyalty to the citizens.
Donald Doe, he posted something today, and I thought that was real cool. I shared it. He was saying how accountability isn't like not talking about it; it's addressing it and going from there. But some people think, Mayor included, I will say that he has in the past like he won't address certain things.
He won't.
So we can't hold him accountable on something he won't even recognize.
He won't even recognize it.
He won't even recognize it.
But that's okay. You see, I think too. Once you see how people are, then you get to make the decision too. I just don't want to keep getting bamboozled by people who put on a good front. So I just want us to start asking the mayor candidates the uncomfortable questions. We need to find out, do they even have morals? If they even are loyal, can they be loyal? Some people are just opportunists that come off as loyal. We don't know that. But if we ask more authentic questions,
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Not politic questions, authentic characteristics, who you are questions, I think will be better.
Well, what does loyalty look like in politics then?
What loyalty to your citizens? Make sure that you're doing by the entirety of the citizens.
Yeah, not just the hoop. I'm saying like what does loyalty look like in politics? Like, give me, if not off the top of your head, or even the people that's watching, I want examples of like what loyalty would look like in politics.
What loyalty would look like?
Yeah, like what does that look like in politics? I haven't seen it. Or maybe I'm overlooking. I don't know. I'm thinking of loyalty and what I think about, and I'm like, well, what does that look like in politics? Is loyalty like because you ran and said, "Yo, I'm going to change this street name to this name"? Are you not loyal because you didn't do it? Because it didn't get done? Like what does loyalty look like in politics?
Loyalty looks like honoring your word, and if you can't honor your word, facing that you can't honor your word, addressing it, telling the people why you can't do what you said you were going to do, being transparent about things that happen. Loyalty is...
I will be specific when I say that everything you said I think is just true, but I also feel like trajected
to being voted in, and what did he do last week? The exact opposite. Exactly.
I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, I would say addressing it to the people that you spoke to in the beginning too. So if you were speaking to South Augusta, to me, loyalty look like I'm also going to address South Augusta again. It's not, I addressed South Augusta in my campaign, and now I'm in West Augusta, where, it looks better at.
It does.
Not saying there's anybody doing this now. I don't have no...
I mean, perception is reality too. So what you see is kind of what it is too. As much as we don't want to believe it, we don't want to... I'm
gonna ask more people that question. I think that's a loaded question. I know it's hard to answer in real time though. But
Tiffany said that's integrity, accountability, and transparency. And then Sean Edwards, shout out to Sean Edwards. I'm not gonna tell y'all where he's from, but he's somebody important in the city too. But he said scratch loyalty. Politicians need to be obedient. The community that sends you in the end to... Hold on, sorry. Scratch the loyalty. Politicians need to be obedient. The community that sends you is who you represent. Them folks know that. Our folks don't. You are so right. You are so right. So right. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for his behind the first time, and definitely not this time either. Yeah, I agree too. Like, I agree. It is, again, no shade, because you end up learning who people are, and you get to choose whether or not you like them or don't like them. And not that I don't like the mayor, because I don't know him personally. I don't like the way he represented Augusta for me and the parts of Augusta that I represent. And then he shoots out in things or says things like, "Oh, I'm from East Augusta." Okay, so you from the bottom. So what have you done for the bottom? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Anytime Commissioner Jordan Johnson come for the bottom or to help that district, you're against it. You're against it. You're against helping the community that is suffering the most in the community, and I don't like that. I don't like that you don't do you do events certain places. He does. He does events. He does. He shows up to do what his mayor duties is to do, which is to take pictures, smile, and say, "Hey, I was here." He helps the community that he chooses to help, not the entirety of Augusta. Not to say that he's invincible, or that it's not an impossible task. I'm just saying you need to be a representation for the entirety of the Augusta, not certain parts. And the current mayor is representation for a part of Augusta. That is it. That's all. And I don't like that, because that's not what he said. He didn't, whatever you say as a man, but especially as a leader, make sure you stand by your word. And when you're not able to stand by your word, make sure you show up and face the very people that put you in the seats and say, "Hey, I was unable to do that," for whatever the reason is. Simple. Own whatever it is that you do. You're a leader. You stepped into this position to lead others. By all means, when you don't honor your word, you should come back and say why you didn't honor your word. and stop lying to the people. That was a blatant lie. He did a whole, I don't want no power. I don't want no power. He don't want no power. But the first year he was in office, he trampled over the commissioners just to get his votes added to the commission. So now is it an executive and a legislative or something like that? I can't remember. But he has additional power already that he bypassed all the commissioners and went to our delegation the first year he was in office and got that power. So now he's turning around and he's quote unquote like former Commissioner Ben Hassan said, he's hijacking the charter committee process because now the wording says what he wants it to say. But that's not what they agreed to. But because it says what he wants it to say, he's going to send it to our delegation. And like I said before, I think I said like 2 weeks ago, I will be extremely disappointed in our delegation if they approve this and put it on the ballot. I will. Because you see the process, you see all the all the chaos behind it, all the disobedience that's behind it, the rules, the policies, the ethnic violations, all of that. You see it. People are speaking up about it. This is not what the people want. The people are speaking up and none of the leaders are listening. And that is too common in Augusta. But it happens this way because the Augusta voters, we don't vote enough to uphold them to the responsibilities in which we put them in office for. We don't. If in order to recall somebody, remember on the video, he said he would want recall power. In order for the citizens to recall one of our elected officials, we need at least 30% of the registered voters to sign the petition. We can't get 30% of our voters to vote. So they win there. Once you become elected official, you win there because nobody's there to put you out. Let's just say like the motion, what he just sent up to the delegation, if we wanted to stop that, we could do an injunction. However, an injunction is expensive. The people don't have money to pay for an injunction. The injunction to file is like $200 to $300, and then to get the attorney is probably like $200 an hour. And it's a lengthy process. But because our elected officials know that the voters, quote unquote us, we don't have no power, no authority, because we can't get 30% of our voters ain't coming to even vote for none of them. So how we gonna get 30% of our voters to come up together to get rid of them when it's not like the house is on fire? The only way we show up to do something is when the house is on fire. But when people are telling you before it's getting ready to catch on fire and burn down, we still don't show up. I be feeling like the warning is enough. If there's enough people that saying it, because we are unpaid. We are unpaid. We sitting through these long meetings. We breaking stuff down. It's some great people that gave me great information about this whole process that allowed me to understand this whole process. And I appreciate each and every one of them. The charter committee members, everybody that has played a role in making sure that me and the people around us understand what's going on in our government. I thank y'all wholeheartedly because we do need to wake up. And there is a problem in our city. And if we don't start waking up and doing what we need to do, we're going to be behind too, and we're going to be in Project 25 looking crazy. The house is burning. You're right, Tiffany. The house is definitely burning. It's burning. It's burning. We need to pay attention. We don't need to reelect people. I ain't going to say we don't need to reelect people that has been in seats, because sometimes you do need to get rid of what's in that's harming and replace it with what was working. So I do feel like certain people that's up for reelection need to be in their seats. Certain people that's coming back to take over a seat need to take that seat because that person in that seat isn't doing the due diligence of the people. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this again. There's a commissioner on there, his name is Wayne Gifford. I'll never forget watching this clip last year where they were talking about transportation, and he was like, wait, people ride the city bus, ride the bus? What? Yes. But you're over this. You don't know that people actually utilize our public transportation system to use it for what it was actually designed for as the mayor pro tem. And when I say he's the mayor pro tem, he's the second chair to the mayor. What do you mean you don't know? They be too disconnected from the community to be governing the community. A lot of the commissioners didn't even know what the other departments in the city did. When I say they don't know what they do, they didn't know what this is not exact, but like the fire department, not the fire department, but the departments within the city. They didn't know what they did in the city. but they're commissioners and they are over their budgets. They're over so much other stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, what is that? Because I know y'all like to quote exactly, but it's on the website. It's on AugustaGA.gov what their job duties is, who they over. It's in the chart of what their roles and responsibilities are. All of that is there. The information is out here. We just got to go get it and read it if you truly want to know. If you don't, trust the people who have done the research, because we're not getting paid to do this, and we're not getting paid to lie. One thing I always say when one of like the commissioners or the officials would come on my page and be like, oh, you're not telling the truth. I always ask them, well, what part of this is that I'm not telling the truth about? And as a leader, you should always correct your constituents when they're giving out misinformation. Not one time have I ever been corrected by any official about anything that I'm saying that it was untrue. But they will come under the post and say, oh, that's untrue. You're giving misinformation. Okay, leader, what information is not correct? Correct it. You're the leader. Stuff like that happens all the time. But again, I feel like our leaders is supposed to be personable. They're supposed to be engaging to our communities. I go to different community breakfasts that different commissioners host to engage with their community. Like the one I went to this past weekend, hosted by Lenny Wimberly, which is, he's District 4. Stacey Pullen has had one, which is District 2. Jordan has had one. Who else done had one that I've been to? 2, 4, 6. I think those are the only ones that I've been to. But these commissioners are involved in their community as well. They're not just showing up for a check. They actually, you can call them and they'll pick up and they'll talk to you. But not every commissioner is like that. Y'all don't even see y'all commissioners out in public until it's election time. You're going to see all of them out in public, shaking hands, waving with babies and all that other stuff. But the other 3 years, you'll never see them out in public, except for formal events. The smoke lets you know there is fire. Absolutely. 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 We got a question over there or a comment?
It says, why are we not voting? Are we brainwashed to believe it doesn't matter or our votes won't count? How do we change that mindset and get more voters to actually vote?
Be more informed. Telling others to vote. I'm not sure exactly what the stagnation is when it pertains to us not voting. But what I have learned doing me running for office is that a lot of people are just not informed. They didn't know that we have a May election. They think that elections only happen in November. They didn't know the processes. They don't know certain seats exist. It's just, they just don't know. So when you don't know something, you don't partake in things. And it's not the city's job to teach us. It's our job to find out, because again, the people elect these people. I don't know exactly what we can do other than keep informing people, hey, you need to go vote. Yes, your vote counts. The reason why stuff has not changed for the majority here is because the majority won't get up and go do the bare basic, which is voting for the right person. And I'm going to say the right person is whoever you think is the right person after you've done your research. Not any, meeny, mighty, mo. Not, oh, that name sound familiar, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that person. Not that. Some of these people names sound familiar, but they ain't did a goddamn thing. The whole time they've been here, the whole time they've been in an office or a seat, they've done nothing. Our city looks like retirement in our government cycle. All it is the same people that keep switching positions, but it's the same people. Just because they are in office don't mean they're doing no work for the people. And not shooting everybody that's in this elected official or working on behalf of the city, because I believe that there's people in the city that does great work. But there is people in the city that is not doing great work, and they're only looking out for themselves, and I hate it because it's too blatant. It's one of them things, well, they'll do it in your face because they know it's nothing you'll do about it. And that's exactly how I feel about the mayor. I feel like he played in our face because he knows it's nothing that we can do about it. And I set out that I'm not going to keep letting politicians continue to play in our face, tell us one thing, and then show up and do something totally different. And then we don't call them out. We don't hold them accountable. We don't put them on a stand and say, hey, this is not what you said. This is not what you're doing. You're not representing the community well. And then they don't take any accountability for it. They don't say nothing. Like, Not an apology. Now I'm sorry. You know what, young lady, come sit with me. I didn't even know you felt like that. However, if it came from another person, they would sit down with them. They would sit down with them. They wouldn't have to reach out to them. Or if your pockets is big enough, then they're going to sit down with you. That's just how it works. If you have money, you may get, I ain't going to say may. If you got money in this city, you going to sit down with some people. You are. But yeah, I don't know how we going to get people to vote, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do my part, and my part is to keep educating, keep letting y'all know what's going on, breaking it down the most easiest way that I feel we can all understand it so that we don't be afraid to get involved. I'm running for this seat because I want y'all to understand that these politicians don't have, not that they all don't have it. Some politicians do have degrees and all that other stuff, but I want y'all to know these are regular people. They are regular people with no type of special anything. Like how we thought, okay, you got to have a degree to be you talking about the commissioner, you govern these, you talking about the mayor, like you got to have a degree for certain stuff. You do not. You don't have to have a degree. You just need to live in this area for 1 to 2 years, depending on what you're running for. Be 18 and a registered voter. That is it. And then be popular. That is it. I swear. That's it. That's it. And be passionate about what you're doing. Some of them just know the process. They don't got to be passionate because they know it's not enough people to go out and vote against them. So they'll just show up. Like the seat that I'm running for this is the first year that it was 6 people running for this particular seat. Every other time, the person just walked in the seat. No competition, or they had one opponent, a Republican or something like that. But that's it. Everybody walks in these seats that we don't know about. And then y'all be like, well, who made that decision? The people that we elected that we don't know nothing about? Yep. The people we went to the poll and we just pressed on their names before we got to the poll to at least do a little bit of research on them. Just a little bit. A little bit. Just even if you don't know who the person is, you do a little research to find out. And I promise you, the minute you start getting engaged, you're going to see other people swarm around you to tell you more and give you more information. Because they want you to be informed too. We all want everybody to be informed, and we want all us to start back participating in voting. Why? Because people fought for it. People fought for us to do the very thing that we're neglecting to do. But then our people, the black people, will sit around and we'll complain all day long about what is going on in this city, but we'll never do the things because we think that talking is going to change something. Talking does not change something. That's the difference between the other community and our community. They don't do just talking. They show up with their actual actions, but they also show up with their complaints. They show up with their demands, but they also show up with their votes. And I feel like if we start showing up with our votes, we'll get what we want in the city. We don't get what we want because we don't show up enough. We don't put enough pressure on our elected officials. And that's why they do us the way they do us, because we don't show up and we don't put no pressure on them. We don't let them know that we'll get rid of them. Dang, this sad. Something has to change. I'm definitely going to vote. Just like running for president, they don't need political. They don't need political. But yeah, so yeah, just overall, y'all, it's a lot. When I say it's a lot that comes with the politics, but I don't want y'all to be overwhelmed with politics because if you were popular, it's the same thing, to be honest. And if you wasn't popular, but you did something great, you're going to learn that people are going to hate you even while people praise you. And that's okay. You're never going to be able to satisfy everybody, and that's okay. Whatever your mission is, whatever your goal is, continue to do that. Do your goal. Do what you were called here to do. Fulfill your purpose. If your purpose was to run for school board member, run for school board member. You see something wrong and you don't like the person that's representing your district, run for it. Take the seat from them. Show up. Do your part. Stop just talking. We got to stop talking. We got to get involved and we got to start voting, or we're going to be in the same position that our whole country is in. I swear we are. We have to engage locally. I understand the couch for president, but locally you are literally looking at the distribution of resources for your school, your neighborhood, and your family. I totally agree. I totally agree. And he is absolutely right. And I'm going to say that again. He said we have to engage locally. I understand the couch for the president, but locally, you literally looking at the distribution of resources for your schools, for your neighborhood, and for your family. And I totally agree with that. Like, the local elections affect us directly, like directly. And if we don't start doing something, we are going to be looking like the rest of the world. We already suffering. We don't need nobody in no powerful position, because at the end of the day, when the elected officials get out of office, they are not suffering. While they're in office, they are not suffering. But the citizens are. Augusta is majority poverty. Why? Why? Why isn't the commission working as a one band, one sound to do what's right for the entirety of the Augusta? Why is it a battle? I don't understand half of this stuff. I understand it, but I don't understand it. Because if we're one band, one sound, and the goal is the greater good of Augusta in its totality, then you can agree to disagree. You can have a conversation that, okay, I hear your position, but we still take the stronger position. We agree to disagree. We don't disrespect each other. We respect each other, because the greater goal is the entirety of Augusta, not parts of Augusta. And I'm just sick of parts of Augusta being took care of and not the entirety of the Augusta. And that's the problem. Because when they need our votes, if y'all go look at the signs. Where are they signs? Go look on Washington Road. Go look in their areas and stuff. You're going to see some, but go look on our side. You didn't see these signs before. You barely even see them. But all of a sudden, they signs is everywhere. They're going to be at all your churches. They're going to be at all your community events. They're going to be everywhere. But before now, where were they? Why couldn't they be available then? These events been coming out. You going to see them at car shows. You going to see them. You going to see them. You going to see them. Because they want you guys to know who they are now. Like they were doing so much for you now. But everything that's out here already is true. It's true about our leadership. If somebody said, oh, your leadership is rude, true. If multiple people say the same thing, it's true. It's true. Before I started talking about how disrespectful our commissioners was, before Augusta News Network, they were horrible. They were horrible. So I'm going to give them kudos because they have toned it down. You don't see the animosity like that no more on the stream, but it still exists. And they let disrespect happen. Like how the mayor let the constituent, Steve Fouché, come up last week and disrespect Jordan Johnson by calling him dense. He is an elected official. Off top, the mayor should have corrected him. Hey, no, we're not going to do this here. We're going to respect our elected officials. But that's not what he did at all. He let the man disrespect Jordan. Let him. Didn't say nothing. Didn't address him. Didn't do nothing. Probably smirked if you go look back at the actual video, to be honest. But it's stuff like that. Like, you are supposed to look up to your leader. Your mayor. Everybody should want to look up to the mayor in some shape, form, or fashion. Or at least respect him. If you don't look up to him, you respect him. Like, I respect what you do. That's just not the case. I can't say I respect what my mayor do. I just don't. But I want you guys, again, I want everybody to do their own research for all the candidates. I'm going to continue to post about them. I'm going to continue. I know politics is not one of the things that people want to talk about. I wish this was as popular as somebody was fighting. Maybe if I fake like I'm fighting or I say some outrageous stuff and then pop on live, every time that I, get ready to talk about politics, then y'all might get engaged. I'm engaging. I might do it. I don't know yet. But yeah, I just want us to get involved. It is time for our generation. What we should be looking at right now is us sitting on the dais, our age. Why? Because it's time. It's time. We got the knowledge. We got the experience. Some of us have been in way bigger situations, way bigger spaces than the people that's currently sitting on the dais. We are connected to people. I mean, we just don't know, quote unquote, the internal government. And you won't know it from the outside. You won't know what the government is until you get inside of the government. That is it. I see Eric Gaines just stepped down from the Charter Review Committee today. He did. I'm gonna keep my thoughts about that to myself. Well, not really. I just feel like if Eric is, if his position is people over politics, this the people work. Him being on the charter was the people's work. So finishing the charter, which I think their last meeting is on the 19th, he needs to vote whether or not the charter goes forward or stays. You could have just participated. I don't know what happened, so I'm not going to speak too heavy on it because I don't know what happened at the situation. But at the end of the day, you start what you finish. And if you running for mayor, you start what you finish. Even if it don't go your way, you start what you finish. He did not start what he finished. He should not have accepted what I said it was appointment. He shouldn't have accepted the appointment if he wasn't going to finish it. It was chaotic before he got on the process. It was a chaotic process before he accepted the appointee. So, yeah, that's just my feeling about it. Like, at the end of the day, finish what you start. And that's across the board. Finish exactly what you start. Finish what you start. So I don't know the real reason. I'm sure it was some other drama that's attached to it. I'm positive that it's much more that's attached to it. But even if it being much more, if it didn't cause him like his safety was at risk or it was harming him in some shape, form, or fashion, I feel like he should have just finished it out. I just feel like he should have finished it out. But that's my personal opinion about it. But yeah, he definitely stepped down. So that'll make the 7th person that has stepped down. When it initially started with 11 people, 7 of the original 11 are gone. 7 period are gone. Why are we even moving forward with this when we couldn't even get the committee right? We couldn't even get a cohesive committee. Why are we moving forward with this? Nobody asked for the charter to be changed. Nobody. The mayor decided it because he wanted more power. But nobody asked the mayor to change the charter. Then he said it. The only way I'm only going to change the charter is if the people ask for it. I would need a special referendum from the people, all that nonsense. It's manipulative. You knew you were not going to do, you knew what your goal was out the gate. And the thing is about what he said is it was a bunch of older people that was saying it, like the people who in his same age range, they came out loud about it. Like when he first went up there and got the vote, they were mad. They was like, no, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're going against what you're saying. One of the older gentlemen said that he looked them in the face and he told them a lie. And from that point on, he never respected them because he lied to the people, which he did. And what he was talking about was this clip. He went up there and he said, I don't want no more power. I only want power if the people give me power. But if people never give me power, if they do decide to give me power, then I would expect to run for that seat to show them I forgot what word he used, but I don't know. I can't remember, but y'all seen the clip. But yeah, so all of that nonsense, all of that. I hate a liar. I don't really hate a liar because everybody lie, but I hate somebody that doesn't hold their word for the most part, like, and can't stand on to why they didn't hold their word. But back to my little TED talk, I want us to get involved. I want my generation to get involved. I don't want y'all to be scared to get involved. I don't want y'all to think that this is an complicated process. I want you guys to get involved. And yes, you do have to invest in yourself if you're going to get involved. If you get involved, yes, there's a fee. There was a fee that I had to pay to qualify to run for a position. I paid $400 twice to run for the seat that I'm running for. I think the school board fee is like $100. The commission seat is maybe like $3. The mayor's seat is like right at $2,000 to run. So you do have to invest in yourself because the city is paying you. You pay 10% of whatever the salary is that the city, state, or federal government is paying you for the qualifying fee. So, I mean, you do have to invest in yourself. But overall, I want y'all to know that this is not a hard process. To be an elected official is not a hard process. If y'all truly want change, you truly want to see something that's different in the community, be part of the change. And it's not a hard process. It's just you believing in yourself. A lot of y'all are way popular than me. Way, way popular than me. would have probably blew the votes out the water just off of who you are alone. Show up, because that's how they won. That's how they won. That's how they won. Being popular. You having conversations with them like, dang, they really just don't understand. You hear them sitting up there at the diet, you just like, what the hell you just said? That don't even make sense. Regular old citizen, stuck in their ways, don't want to see growth, but they know you want to see growth, so that's their word. Oh yeah, we're moving the city forward. Okay, where? The projects that's happening now were projects from previous administration. What are y'all moving the city forward for? We still in poverty. The population still hasn't grown. What did you do? You didn't make it more attractive for people to come. What did you do as a mayor? So now we need to start having more conversations about what are they doing as leadership, as leaders, to make Augusta better, and some realistic plans, not these fake ass plans they be giving us. What you want to say?
Oh, no. Listen to what you were saying, man.
You sleeping?
A little bit, but nah, I'm still good, though.
Y'all got questions? Let's see. Tiffany said, I want to know what the candidates have been doing in the city community prior to their campaign. It may just be me, but I don't hear much about what they are doing or have done. So y'all, I said this before and I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm not gonna say they secret meetings, but you got to be part of it in order to get invited to certain stuff. Where they be at is in places like the Neighborhood Alliance Association breakfasts, different community breakfasts. They're always in events where it's like a large body of community, like the NCAAPs, the Black Mayor Award. They're in those particular spaces because if they're in a community space, that's because they're trying to. No, I'm not gonna say that, but they're not in many community places like that. But they are in places, but not all of them either. Check my phone. Well, I'm on my phone, so I can't check my phone.
Karen commented on there. She said, hey there, y'all. Thanks for this discussion.
Hey, y'all.
Getting more people engaged. Georgia Shift, Jordan organization, works to engage younger voters, perhaps connect with them to amplify their message/work, and they're hiring as well. So,
let's go. So, y'all look up Georgia Shift.
Yeah, he posted 2 positions today.
He did post, and I did share one of them. So, look
one
up
of them was $23 an hour,
Georgia
too.
Shift. Who?
One of them was $23 an hour. 23.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's a manager role.
Yeah, so y'all look up Georgia Shift. That's one of the programs that helps you get engaged as a voter, getting engaged in the community, period. And joining some of these back rooms is great, too. Like, it's a must. You got to be part of these back rooms in order to understand what's going on in the city. You just do. It's not something that the news is going to say. I want y'all to understand that the news is just a business. That is it. They pick what they want to put out. And it may not be what everything is going on in the city. It may be only what they feel will be valuable that day. So it may not be politics at all, ever.
I think from what Tiffany's saying right there, like, and it's just me, I don't know if she's saying this, but like, I see how you live on your phone right now, you talking to people. I feel like all of the commissioners got phones.
They do.
I think they all got Facebook too.
They do.
I know because they be inside the stories after we go live every week.
After we go live, you know that.
But what I'm saying is, they can tell the people what they doing.
They could.
Some of them don't go live because they ain't got nothing to say.
They don't got nothing to say because they ain't did nothing.
And so that's something to think about when you think about how easy it is. It takes like 3 seconds to go to your Facebook profile, hit live, and then just put your phone down, prop it up. Probably the hardest part of propping it up. From then on, you can just talk. You can take Q&A.
Yeah. And shout out to Kendrick because he is doing that right now. Kendrick is doing Q&A.
Doing it now, again, but like what she was saying, he's running for something, so I understand it. So I was taking him off the table for like that. But Jordan, he been doing it for a little minute.
Jordan been doing.
He got his time where he'll do it. He got his time where he'll do it. On the flip side, not about Jordan per se, it could fit him, it could not fit, I don't know. But I also think sometimes too, when you got some of these politicians that go live and that do communicate, sometimes they just they paint a narrative too. So you gotta watch that sometimes too.
Yeah, you do have
Because
to
sometimes
watch
they too vocal.
They too
and it's like,
vocal.
okay, why are they vocal? Like, why are you saying it now?
All of a sudden.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you do gotta pay attention. It's a lot that goes into the politics. It's just, I feel like you can tell when people are genuine and authentic. I don't think that nobody can be swindled by somebody that's inauthentic. You just can't hide it.
Oh no,
But
no, that's
just
not
like-
true.
Well, it's not. If
You
you're
say
a
you
great,
voted.
if you're a great manipulator,
Who you say you voted for?
no.
last time?
If he
He swindled you. He got you.
He didn't necessarily swindle me because I feel like again I didn't do my due diligence. So the due diligence that I'm doing now,
But that's how you can get swindled. By not
right?
doing
By
that.
not doing your due diligence,
Yeah.
you can get swindled. But I said that I wasn't gonna do it again. So I wasn't gonna get swindled again because obviously we making some poor decisions over here. So we need to do some work and learn because we making some poor decisions
just
over
for the
here.
record, I really can't tell you what he ran on last time or like what he didn't, far as like what I did like, and what he do now, because I didn't. My mind was set last election, and it's set this election. So my mind never changed, and so I wish I could say like I listened to I didn't listen to nothing nobody said. I knew who I wanted. I know who I want now.
It makes
And
sense.
so
That makes sense. And I think that too. Like I think a lot of people know who they want as a mayor
but
without
also,
doing the work.
And this is the
Even
most
a good bit of school
but this
board
more so
members are seeing
to the mayor.
and heard. Yeah, I agree.
more so to the mayor. What I will say is
That's
I think he get a
why
bad
I
rap for
said
some
maybe
things.
It's just me because a good bit of the commissioners I see in here but the mayor candidates. She said the mayor candidates, not so much. Yep. I mean, they show up. They did they do Austin Rose? No, they did.
Shit,
They
you
just
don't tell
most recently did the
Which time
the
you talking about?
realtors, the mayors, they just not the mayors, but the mayoral candidates. They just sat down with I think the realtors of the National Realtors Conference or something like that, and they spoke there. But I be feeling like they should post it on their page. If they're gonna be at events and stuff, post it on their page where they're gonna be at, and then y'all go follow them. Y'all go follow like the mayor, the current mayor, the Stephen Kendricks, Eric, Lori Miles, and then once you make your decision, delete them. I listen for understanding of their platform, but think my mind is pretty set too honestly. I understand. Yeah, sometimes you can just like that's a no. I ain't gonna do that. So I respect that as well. I'm just saying, let's stop making blind decisions and let's do more of educated choices, educated guesses. If we had to do an educated guess, let's not do, oh, this person is the most visible. That they just mean they got a lot of money. That's all it means. Sometimes the most visible is not the great choice. They're not the great choice. So, and I'm going to say that because I used to choose all the time by who was most visible. Sometimes the person that's the most visible is not the best choice. But in the same token, sometimes the person that's the most visible is the best choice. You just need to figure out who that person is. And sometimes it's better to hear them talk, to hear them speak. And I know people be talking trash because when I go live, I really be talking. But y'all, when I be in these community meetings and they be asking me to introduce myself, I just be stuttering and messing up so horribly. One of the ladies from the last community meeting, she said, Q, you got to do better. She said, you really, really can win this, but you got to do better. You got to do better. And I felt it because, baby, I be in there fumbling bad. But it's new to me. It's new. I'm not a public speaker like that. Like, this is new territory for me. But there's not nothing that I can't do. There's not nothing that I won't excel in. There's not nothing that I won't challenge. There's not nothing that I won't do that I don't feel like I'm capable of not doing. So it's just a learning curve. It's one of those things I'm used to going in rooms and getting a feel out of it, not just being sent. I don't believe that every room you need to go in, you need to speak in. That's not my thing. But when you're running for a public office, that's the thing. Your thing is every room you go in, you talk, you speak, you talk to people. And me, I'm more of an analyze the situation, see who's in the room, see how welcoming people are, just different vibes. So, but yeah, do you have your other phone? I do not have my other phone. But if I see you visible, whether in person or online, I see your passion regardless. Yep, you are very true. Like, if you're really passionate about moving the city forward, what have you done and what are you doing outside of the campaign run? Listen, I know. I did say that after my campaign stint, I do want to form a little group of us who may be interested, and I want to I want to provide them with the support that I haven't had with running for a campaign, because it's so new and people are so like pushed back from it. I want to be like a support group for people who want to actually run, and just giving them the tools and just helping them out of how to actually push through, even with the adversity, the fake pages, the constant battling, the people removing your signs. It's always going to be something. And how you just don't, like, you do need people to encourage you. You do need people to uplift you. And behind the scenes, oh my God, the support is amazing. But I have support from people who can't really, who can't be part of elections, right? They are, and I love that. I love that. I love the support that I have behind the scenes. But for the people who want to be a part of more in the community, I just want us to come together, and I want to help, and I want to teach us how to be part of the community. I want us to not be so afraid to challenge things, because these are regular people. They just regular people that we elect in office. And at the point in time, that they're not doing what we're asking them to do, they need to be removed. But the only way that they can be removed is if there's enough of us who come together to remove them. But as long as they have the upper hand, we ain't gonna be able to do nothing. So my mini goal right now is just to get more of us engaged. If 1,000 people show up at the poll and vote for me on May the 19th, that's one up for me. That's way more than what was participating. Now, a win is a win. The more we get involved, the more of us show up, the more happy I'm gonna be, because that means that what we're doing is actually working. So, and that works for me. That definitely works for me. You got something to say? No. But yeah, y'all, that was pretty much it. I did want to talk about the charter, but to me, I feel like at the end of the day, our leaders are going to do whatever they want to do, and I don't want to really beat it down right now, because it's going to be on the November ballot 9 times out of 10. It'll be on the November ballot, our charter, and then at that time, I want to kind of probably from like October to November, constantly talk about it, so that y'all can be aware about all the stuff that happened prior to this, so we don't be swindled. When November comes, we don't need to vote for this. There is nothing wrong with our government. The government needs some structure and need a full audit. So, like, some changes need to happen, but our government system itself, it doesn't need to be changed right away. It doesn't need to be changed abruptly like how it's trying to be changed. Nobody asked for this, and that's what I want y'all to keep paying attention. The mayor said initially, if the people asked for it, he would do it. The people didn't ask for it. You don't remember not one vote that you participated in to give the mayor or tell the mayor, hey, we want the charter to be changed. Form this committee and do your big one. No, nobody said that. Nobody asked for the charter to be changed. And they keep saying in the name of the people. What people? The only people that be showing up is like 20 of us. The whole citizens of everybody in Augusta don't even participate. When they have surveys going out, like the surveys they had going out last year, y'all know how many people participated out of 200,000 of us? Less than 1,000. And they use that and say, oh, the citizens made the decision. No, the citizens did not. Less than 1% of our citizens participated. That should be bullshit. You shouldn't even be running with those numbers, because that's not a great representation of our city. And instead of them doing more to get the city involved, they do not. They don't want you involved. They could create a master list with all our phone numbers on it. They could. They could hire somebody to create a master list with all the voters' information on it, so that they can constantly send out us information pertaining to things that's in the city. But in order for that to happen, you have to go do it. If you want to know what's going on in the city, you have to call down to the city hall, and you have to ask, hey, can I be added to the media list so that I know what's going on? And you might get a runaround with that. But if you're really trying to do what's best for the city, at a certain point in time, we need to start doing what's best for the city. Not having a whole bunch of voter participation should be bothersome for every elected official, but it's not, because that's how they keep walking in. And now all of a sudden that our generation is now being involved, the mayor and his clan, which they call them like the 6 gang, you need 6 votes to pass anything. So the mayor has his 6 votes, so that's why he does anything that he wants, because he has 5 people attached to him that'll give him whatever he wants. That's why we keep getting shitty deals. However, why Why you looking like that? Is you sleepy?
Nah, I'm letting you talk. I ain't look like nothing.
But yeah, so if the D Hope, I would love to have it, but I didn't care for his campaign then, so I don't vote for him then. His track record under the tenure has proven he's not the best for the position again. And I agree. I totally agree. But yeah, y'all just pay attention. It's like 9:30, so I really just want to get on and kind of talk about the charter, what happened today. Eric, run it down, talk about my car situation, but not too much about it. It is what it is. People gonna talk whether you up, whether you down, whether you in between. I'm with it all. Yeah, I'm with it all. So I just wanted to come on and tell y'all, get engaged, follow the process, follow Augusta News Network. My goal is to constantly get us involved. That's the goal. The goal is to teach us about the city of Augusta so that we can get involved with what goes on in the city of Augusta, because nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to do it. But there are people out here that already do the work, and I'm just joining the process, because there are people out here that's doing I ain't going to say the exact same thing that I'm doing, but they are definitely doing the work. And they did the work they've been doing the work way longer than I have. Way longer. So appreciate and shout out to everybody who definitely are the watchdogs of our city government. It's a small number of them, but hopefully it grows to a huge number. That way we don't have to keep having these questions. We don't have to keep watching over our government or our elected officials to do right by the people. I said early on, I think last year, that why do I have to stand over you to do what I asked you to do as an elected official, to make sure that you're doing what we asked you to do, which was the best for the city. So, but that's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, I want all of us to get involved. Y'all make sure y'all are voting on May the 19th. Check out Augusta News Network for all the list of candidates, the state candidates, the local candidates, even the federal candidates. It's not federal this time, but it's state and local candidates. So y'all pay attention, learn with me, grow with me. We appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Shout out to you, Tiffany, for staying and rocking out with me. I appreciate you so much. And everybody else, y'all, shout out to y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night. We appreciate you guys.
All right. Make sure you're live and like the page if you don't like the page already now.
All right, bye, y'all. Talk to y'all later.